Well, you know, we all have to draw the short straw sometimes.
Not today.
Today is the day.
That's mine though. I know. There's no one. Why did we? I wish you'd notice. I'm not Hannah. Hannah, do you have coffee all over your
Very first meeting. She spilled coffee and water on her table. It was basically water.
You have coffee. I said let me absorb some of it. Oh, wait, just give me.
I'll get these ones. I have some. I don't want to.
Yeah, go ahead. No.
I'm gonna do that as well, but I feel like it's such an easy test. Maybe we're gonna end up.
Huh? You need to
What'd she say?
I don't have a chair.
Aw, that's so sad.
Is Kenlo coming?
He's right there.
Yeah, he's over there.
Wait, Kenlo, are you sitting over there? You are? Okay. I'm gonna steal your seat from your spot.
Passing out. What are you passing out? You got Susan. Okay. I'll have the rest of them.
Okay.
Do you want me to give them to you?
I want one of those hats.
I have Vivian pass. That's that out. I'll have this good to it.
There's 3 sets in there.
Here, Mrs. Starsky. Sure. You care to give you one? Let's give it back to us.
Away from my chair. This is. Pass out a set. Yeah. Gently. Pass out a set of these.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. A little different than our February session that was snowed out, huh? Yeah. It was very wild. And I remember vividly at the end of the whole thing, it took us about 2 hours, Mrs. V and I, to get to everybody. Because we weren't sure if you were all going to read emails, so we had to text, and then we followed up with phone calls. And so, 3 methods of communication. So it became very clear, and my website team said that it became very clear that we need a protocol in case we're changing a meeting at the last minute, or there's an emergency, or something happens. And my website team came up with a great idea that we are going to use that website as a protocol for communications, especially on days like that with bad weather. So I'm excited. They're making great progress on it. When they present it to you, that'll be part of it, along with other things on the website. So more to come on that. Also, something exciting today was I walked in and Matt and Hannah and Megan and a couple of individuals were working on Skype. And starting next session, we'll be able to Skype our meetings. And the importance of that is we have 5 seniors who graduated last year that are off college and who knows where. And there's another 10, 11 of you graduating this year. Congratulations. What should I say? I hope, Mr. Bruder, that there's 10 or 11 graduating this year? No, I'm kidding. But you'll be able to Skype in those sessions. And the importance of that is if you're on a medical path, if you're on an engineering path, if you're on technology, legal, whatever it is, and we happen to be having that session, and that's your career interest, you're going to want to get on Skype, and you're going to want to see that session, okay? So more to come on that too, but that's exciting. That's something new. We have a new video camera that Mr. Bruner's in charge of back there, which we're really excited about. You may not be, but Mr. Bruner and I are. He's sick and tired of taking his old camera down to Channel 3, I think it was, and getting all the sessions converted over to a disc. How about that, huh? Right? A DVD disc. Now he's going to be able to take a little memory card out, and we're going to transfer it over, and that's also going to be on our website. So, cool stuff. Before Ms. Sosowski gets up, she's got a couple of important things to cover. I wanted to welcome, I think, our newest member, and that's Eric Walker. Where are you, Eric? There you are, back here. Welcome to our group. Eric's a fine young man. He's going to be a great addition to our group. And with that, we also want to present you with the honorary camp backpack. So all this paper that's being handed out, that's a good place to put it, okay? So without further, Ms. Sosowski, she's got a few things for you.
Hi, happy Sunday. So we're just going to go over, since we had our meeting canceled in February, just kind of do a quick recap of our January meeting that Mr. Savodio presented. We'll do the, maybe a princess. Okay.
Prince.
So,
Yeah, Prince.
sorry. Okay, so that meeting was about finance and overall money sense. Some of you I know are spenders. I see it every day, spending thousands on candy bars right in my very classroom. So one of the major points of Mr. Savodio's presentation was having financial awareness. So knowing how much money is coming in, what you're spending it on, where you want it to go. So this is just a screenshot from Mint.com. How many of you checked out the website that he talked about? Good job. Two of you and kind of Greg. Okay, so this is something that we asked you to look at because this is a site that's great for tracking your income as well as your spending. So how are you spending your money? I'm sure you don't even realize that you're spending $23 a month on candy bars from Caroline, Kayla's sister. But having that awareness of how you're spending your money is really important. And Mint.com allows you to track that. It connects right with your credit cards, your debit cards, things like that. So that's one great way to use that. And a great take-home message that we heard was having a destination for your dollars. So what do you want? What is your goal? Is it to visit Barcelona, Natasha? Or is it to get a new car? Okay, so having a realistic goal and sending your money to a specific place is really important, and hopefully you guys took that with stride, and that's something that you're doing. I know car is a major purchase for all of you, right? Hopefully, and then the other thing we talked about was knowing your credit score, and a lot of you probably don't have a credit score because you're young. But these are the 3 sites that pull a credit score for you, or 3 companies that pull a credit score for you, so you can see how they compare. Right down here at the bottom is the range of credit scores. So 330 to I think 830. You obviously want to fall in the higher end with your credit score. So some of you may have a credit score because you have a debit card, or you might have a credit card. So that would be a great thing to check, and that's free. A free way to check. So how many of you have a job or consistent income? Good. How many of you have a checking account? How many of you have a savings account? How many of you have both? Good. How many of you have more than 2 accounts? Oh, all right. All stars. Okay, so One of the things that we talked about was if you're saving, having a savings account for your car, but then having another savings account for that senior trip you want to take. So having a destination for your dollars. I asked you, have you checked out Mint? Thank you, Chelsea and Miles, being kind of gray. But that's something that has an app as well. So if you use that app, it links right to your smartphone. Have any of you tried to check your credit score? Chelsea, how is it?
There's nothing there.
Nothing at all. All right, so no news is good news in your case, right? I guess. Good. So hopefully you remember and recall all that important information from last seminar. Question?
Email about my credit score.
Speak up a little bit.
I got an email about my credit score. They said that I don't have one, but since I have an account now, I have one within 6 months, so I guess they're on 70. First credit score, get one. They said congratulations, you're about to have a credit score.
Because you must be developing credit. So
Yes,
what kind of
so I
account?
guess that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Or something. They did message me.
Who was that with? Who was?
It was, well, I got the mid thing, and then I got my first credit card. Capital One, and then they sell the mid said something. Capital said something, but it showed up on me. So like, because I connected it.
Yeah.
So like, they both sent me alerts and stuff.
Okay.
It was interesting.
Yep. Good. Well, keep us posted. Keep that score good.
Keep it good.
He's scared. He's scared to find out.
One.
If you don't use credit properly, it is scary. So, trust me.
Good. Thanks.
Great. Oh, thanks. You got Andrew? We're going to do the assignment later. We'll do it at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you had the end.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Okay, we're going to do this. Okay, I have just one or two reminders before we get into the session. Has everyone filled out their FAFSA forms?
Yeah.
Anybody, let's put it this way, anybody not filled them out? Raise your hand. Okay, Daniel, you need help, or is there anything we can do to help you? Fill them out?
He's a junior.
He's a junior.
Oh, okay,
It's not like the
sorry,
seniors.
sorry. Okay, you're fine, you're good for a while. How about the scholarships, Ohio First? Who filled them out? Who filled Ohio First out? You, young man, with the bow tie, did you fill them out? Yeah? 11:59 tomorrow is the deadline. If you hand it in at 12 o'clock tomorrow, it's no good. Ohio First scholarships are up to $5,000 each year, renewable for 4 years. Please fill them out. Okay? Go ahead, Mr. Burton.
The small thing that I'll add is that a lot of colleges and universities that you're probably applying to, this isn't taken away from Akron or Kent, are applying for the STEM or the Choose Ohio First sort of money that's out there. So if you're shopping around at those colleges still looking for scholarship opportunities, go home and search those right now. Those folks that put their name down for Kent or University of Akron, please understand what Mr. Venturella and this group is putting together. They're trying to stack all of these scholarships together so that you guys will have very little cost, if any, for any colleges or universities that you take on in schools you apply to in Northeast Ohio. So it's imperative that you go ahead and fill these out, because we've passed your names of the schools you applied to over to Kent and Akron, and they're putting scholarship packages together for you guys. So it's important that you fill these out, and so that that way they can stack the scholarships. They can't do much if you don't apply. So once you apply, you're at the top of the list. They'll start stacking, and then they'll give us some good news.
And it will be just a little bit embarrassing if Mr. Bruner has given this list of students that have applied. They're waiting for your forms to come in. We have somebody at each school ready to hand walk your applications through the system. So imagine Kent State, 3,000 kids, whatever is applying, 2,000. They're going to hand walk yours through the system. So please get them in. Last thing I'll talk about is profiles. We finally have all the profiles. Thank you, thank you. They were due in January. We have them now. I have 5 completed, so we have 5 students where I've gone through the profiles with them. They're ready to go. At a moment's notice, we can hand them to any employer. We can use them for any job-related experience. In progress, I have 3 in progress right now. Those should be done by this week. The next set of profiles that I'll get to is the medical students. We need that for the shadowing. If you get called for shadowing, we want to have those profiles ready, so I'll work on those 10 next. Then we'll complete 2 seniors, then I'll work on 5 juniors, 8 sophomores, and 7 freshmen, okay? If you're not in those first couple of groups, the medical shadowing and the seniors, don't worry about it, we've got some time, okay? And I'm not neglecting you. It takes a while. It's about an hour and a half on each one of these profiles to go through, correct them, get them right. But once we get them right, we'll have some great profiles. So with that, I have a great session for you. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. LaRocca and enjoy the next hour and a half.
Thank you, Tom. Today we're going to talk about engineering. And if you remember, I spoke about engineering last fall. How many were here for that presentation? That's what I thought. More than half of you didn't see it. So I just brought up a few quick slides about civil engineering that I talked about, and engineering in general. But today we're going to have a speaker on construction engineering. We're going to have 2 speakers on environmental engineering. The first environmental speaker will be talking about wetlands and preservation of parks, because we have the Parks Director here. The second speaker is Mr. Hammondtree from Hammondtree & Associates, a consulting engineering firm that my firm always has teamed with in the past. He wants to talk about brownfields. What brownfields are is an area that a factory used to exist. The factory closes down. They left pollutants in their land somewhere. Now they want to use it for some other type of manufacturing. So they want to utilize that land. If it's a Superfund site, and the Superfund site is a site that is highly contaminated, you can't build anything on it, you can't plant anything on it. Well, they want to clean those up and reuse those lands because they're pretty valuable. Before I get into engineering, I did bring along, since we're going to cover, and we have a mechanical engineer, Susan Shear. I listened to an engineering presentation up at Stark State. She's involved in the hydrogen fuel cell and wind energy. Susan will be touching base on that, among other things. So those are the 4 speakers that we have. I brought along, I want you to take home, American Society of Highway Engineers. It's a national organization, all kinds of things in the highway industry. I'm going to leave them on the corner of the desk. Please take them and share them with others. Professional Engineers Magazine, here's 2 of them that I get about all types of engineering, aeronautical, mechanical, electrical. And of course, because I'm a civil engineer, 3 civil engineering magazines. The Ohio Engineer, this is all types of engineers, engineering field. If you want to grab that, take a look at it. Some nice articles in there about different types of different occupations within the engineering field. And I brought this one along, which happens to have Mr. Font, our guest speaker, on the cover. And this is Ohio Area Canalway Coalition. And Mr. Font from Stark Parks is involved with this group. And he's on the cover, so you want to grab this one. And you'll see a lot of things in here that he's going to be talking about. Let me bring you up to speed very quickly on
Mr. LaRocca,
Yeah.
the back row, I believe, only has 3 of the handouts for the guest speaker. We have a double for Mr. Font.
What was that?
That was Mr. V. I'm going to blame it on Mr. V.
Blame it on me.
And
Whatever it is.
And we have a double.
We have a double. Right?
We have all four. We have it.
Oh, did we run short? Who does not have 4 bios?
Okay, I'm blaming it on Mrs. Oscar.
Yeah, okay.
You're right, that's the next session. I think, well, we do have a lawyer in the house, though, so Mike's sitting in the back over there. He knows.
An engineer, by definition, is a person that uses the laws of science and math to create things, make our life easier, and make a better environment in which we live. And you see a little cartoon here. There's hardly anything that you touch on a daily basis that doesn't involve an engineer. That's from the toothbrush that you use to brush your teeth, to that bottle you're drinking out of, to the pens that you're operating. A mechanical is involved in that. So there are many, many fields of engineering to get into. There we go. These are the ones I talked about very briefly, even within each one of these types of engineering. And don't try to copy them down. I think I'm going to put my presentation on the web page. Is that what we're going to try to do, Tom? Put my presentation on the web page? Or if we don't do that, because of the size of it, I'll run copies this evening.
Yes, it will be on the web.
We're going to try to do that. So today we're going to be talking about construction engineering, environmental, and mechanical, and all of those. And even within each one of those is probably 10 or 15 minors that you can get into. I specifically talked about civil engineering. Those are some of the things in civil engineering, from bridges, roundabouts. I talked about the Schufer Road interchange. These are projects just within Stark County that I was involved in, either project managed or was directly involved in. Schufer Road interchange, the Hall of Fame Bridge. Hammondtree designed the Hall of Fame Bridge in the Transportation Improvement District that I work for. I project managed it. Fulton Road, 5-lane widening up by Belton Village. The intersection at Jackson Township, street lighting, sidewalks, widening. My company project managed that one. Here's a bridge in Portage County. So you notice that all these projects are pretty local. Here I am doing a lot of construction, which I love, right in my own area. Portage County is only a half-hour away. This is a little further. Our company was responsible for State Route 711, a brand new freeway in Youngstown. Back to Canton, we did the storm sewer curb gutter drainage project. This is a water quality lake off of 30th Street, another type of civil engineering, hydraulics. And our speakers today, I'm going to give you a little introduction now. Jack Ford is Vice President of Beaver Excavating. Beaver's on Southway Street, right down the street. This is for Bob. This is his ideal. This is his ideal system, right here. Jam traffic and bicycle path right over top of them all. Mr. Font is Director of Stark Parks, handles all the parks in the area, which he will tell you about. Charlie Hammondtree is President and CEO of Hammondtree & Associates, and he said he was going to talk about brownfields, old factories that are contaminated, that are going to be cleaned up and reused. And Susan is going to be talking. She's Fuel Cell Director at Stark State College. The presentation that I saw up at Stark State, she had talked about how the hydrogen fuel cell is related to the producing electricity via the wind. So that was really fascinating, and she'll probably get a little discussion on that today. I'm going to call Jack up from Beaver Excavating. Jack?
Well, he's loading that up. Really glad to be here. When Rich was telling me about your program, very impressed with the approach. From a personal experience as a very good student, grew up in a family of, the history was coal mining. My dad was a truck driver. I did not know that I had the opportunity to go to college. Decided I wanted to go. Work was the focus of our family, not education. Ended up cutting my education short when I got a good job. It worked out for me, but for the most part, it doesn't work out for people not getting that college degree. But it's a great program. Let everybody understand college education is there for you. It's available, and I congratulate you all on your efforts there. So, talking about learning, been in my career now for 37 years, and I tried to learn every day. Okay. And just last week we had a seminar I went to, and it was on leadership. And a couple of notes I made from there I'd just like to share, if I may. It has nothing to do with engineering, it has to do with leadership. People like real. I thought that was, be yourself. Don't think that you have to be this strict professional in everything you do, but people like real. Let your personality show. Learn to get over yourself. Have a clarity of what your values are and follow them. People that work for you, make them earn it. They just don't, not everybody gets a prize at the end of the day for participation out in the business world. You know, you need to earn it, and you, as you become a leader, let other people earn whatever it is they're giving. Don't be afraid to show emotion, but have emotional intelligence. Know when it's the proper time to show that emotion. Search for respect, not popularity. You know, your goal should be to be respected, not necessarily popular. And be positive. The glass is either half full or half empty. It's a choice you can make. Just a few notes I took away from that seminar. And then a book I've been reading to pass on to some of my people. Heard some conversation earlier about communication. A gentleman by the name of Peter Drucker, and this is in a book by John Maxwell called Be a People Person. Very good book. Claims that 60% of all management problems are through faulty communication. 50% of marriages fail because of faulty communication, and 90% of all criminals are unable to communicate. Just a couple things I learned last week I thought I'd share with you. So, about Beaver Excavating. Okay. We've been in business 60 years. We're Canton, located here in Canton, and we work in a very large area. And we've got an expression that says we expect success. That's not just Beaver success, it's everybody that we deal with. The owners, the engineers that we work with, our customers, our employees, our subcontractors, everybody we deal with. Let's see if this works. Did I go the wrong way? What'd I do, Red?
Pause.
Wizard. Let's see. Help. Another thing you guys will have the advantage of, you'll be a lot more computer literate than I am. The other way being. Oh. Yeah. Rich went through all these different things you're going to be covering, by the way, and I didn't hear anybody say it, but it's occupying more and more of our time. It's great for Eastern Ohio. It's great to be local. Is the Utica Shale play. If you're pro-fracking, against fracking, it doesn't matter. You have a opportunity there to get involved. Every one of these engineering practices is involved in the shale industry. And if you're a watchdog group or actually in the production side, it's growing, it's becoming more and more a part of our daily business. Okay, let's see here. Am I going the wrong way?
There you go. Now,
Now what?
hit the right side.
Hit the right side? Okay. Okay. The right arrow.
Right arrow.
Okay. Beaver Excavating. Again, like I said, we're in our third generation, 60 years of being in business. We do roadway construction, mass site work excavation, underground utilities, concrete structures, foundations, and we're also building buildings now. Our customer base is very heavy with the industrial